Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another morning word. Thanks for joining us this morning. For those new to this is where I share a couple-minute video, really just sharing from my own personal Bible study. Why? Because I want to see your life go from here to here. And where does that come from? Well, God says this: I come to give you life, but life more abundantly. Now, He wasn't just going to leave us with a phrase or a saying. He's actually going to give us practical tips. And what He says is this: as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And if we can think like God, there is no valley that we cannot come through, and there is no mountaintop that we cannot reach if we start to think like God. Now, I've got to say this: if what you're hearing today, please take notes. And if after taking the notes you think there's an element of truth to it, apply it. Because hearing alone, okay, and not doing it will not produce the fruits that we're talking about today. So God bless you. Let's get into this. We're going to be reading from the book of Joshua, which is the 6th book of the Bible. And we're going to be reading from chapter 1, right at the beginning, verse 9. And it reads this: Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be terrified and do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. I'm going to call this morning's word, do not be terrified and do not be discouraged. Do not be terrified and do not be discouraged. Now, God commanded Joshua. There wasn't asking him. It says, did I not tell you? He was commanding him not to be terrified or to be discouraged. Now, the one thing I should say, God cannot ask you to do something if it's not possible. Okay? God cannot tell you not to be discouraged, not to be afraid, if it's not possible to do those things. So whatever God's asking us to do, if He's asking us today to be strong and courageous, it means that we can. If He's telling us today not to be discouraged, it means that we can be encouraged. If He's telling us not to be terrified, it means that we can actually be brave. We have a choice of how we feel, okay, and that our emotions don't control us. We actually control our emotions. That's what God's really telling him today. Now, the one thing is, when we see great people around the world do heroic things, or things that seem dangerous, or things that are just out of the blue, like someone jumping out of the plane, you're like, how on earth would you do that? Or incredible war veterans, or not even veterans, but commandos and soldiers who go to war. You're like, wow, you're so brave going into the battlefield, going into the army's, enemy's territory. How do you do that? Or people setting up businesses and just risking it all. You're like, wow, these guys are just special and they're just fearless. Well, the truth is, that's not the truth. These people that we've just talked about, okay, are not fearless. They have fear. These people are not special. They're exactly the same like all of us. We're all human beings and we all have the same emotions. But these people have chosen not to succumb to being terrified or discouraged. They have chosen, okay, to be strong and courageous. They have chosen to be encouraged. So we can also do the same. If we're seeing people do it, it means that we can do it also. So here's the question of the day. This leads me to the question of the day. Are you choosing to be terrified or courageous? Are you choosing to be discouraged or encouraged? What is it today? This leads me to the lesson of the day. The lesson of the day is this: we have the ability to choose how we approach life. Do you hear me? You have the ability today to choose how you approach life. You can be terrified of everything that's going on, or you can be courageous and make it happen. You can choose to be discouraged all the time and say, woe is me, or be encouraged and say, do you know what? This could have knocked me down, but this is going to be the very thing that takes me to the next level. You are the master of your emotions. You are. So here's the action of the day. The action of the day is this: choose to be courageous. Choose to be encouraged and watch your life go to the next level. But you've got to make those decisions of how you're going to feel. You're in control. So God bless you. Thank you for joining us for this morning's word. As we always say with Gen Hope, God's gift to us is life. What we do with that life is our gift back to God. Please subscribe to our social media outlets so you get these videos Monday to Friday. More importantly, please share this video with one person, because I believe if we can change the mindset of one person, we can change the world. Why? Because God says this. Let's remember what He says: as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. If we can think like God, we can truly change the world. So God bless you, and join us for the next morning word.